Hey guys, Paul here, and I'm back today with another one command creation. This one is saxophones in Minecraft, and it's just kind of a silly creation, but it did take up a lot of command blocks, so I'm going to quickly show you how to install it in a separate world. So here we are in a fresh world. I'm going to do scoreboard objectives list. There's no objective scoreboards. So fresh world, and I'm going to do give at p command block like that. Then you're going to find the pastebin. There'll be a pastebin link in the description. Copy the code from the pastebin. This one barely fit into one command. 31,000 lines, 31,000 characters, and you can only fit 32,000, but it did make it. So here we go. We have a big, I like to do it in a, I guess it's a 3x4. It'll probably be a 3x3 when I released it for you guys. I like it in 3x3, so it's kind of like a pillar. But anyways, so you have click to destroy the machine. If you destroy the machine, so let's do scoreboard objectives list. You can see there's 2 objectives, and if I destroy the machine, it will get rid of all the it'll get rid of all the objectives, so you don't have to worry about it clogging up your world or anything. I really hate that when one command creations don't destroy themselves. And the scoreboards associated with them, or at least tell you what the scoreboards are. Anyways, so this has drop crafting if you want to do it in survival, or you can just click this and you'll get the items right here. But we're going to drop craft it for the sake of demonstration. So what you're going to need is a note block, and yes, it is a little expensive. You're going to need another star, so it's a little expensive, but you get a sick looking saxophone. Well, looking, but you know. Anyway, so drop the note block, drop the nether star, and you get a saxophone, and it's got some little sparklies around it. And then what you need to do is you need to get a book if you want to know the notes. Otherwise, you can just play it around. But drop a saxophone and a book, and you will get a saxophone notebook. This will show you the notes to play We Are Number One in Careless Whisper. Careless Whisper is the sad saxophone song that is pretty common, pretty iconic. Anyway, so to play it, you just put it in your offhand, and there you go. So you're going to need to get the resource pack, which is in the description as well, because Minecraft doesn't have saxophone noises. So I use the resource pack. So as you can see, as I scroll through my selection, I get different notes that come up in the action bar, and they tell you what the notes are. C1, D1. I am missing, I think, 2 notes out. I think it's F1 and E1 of the keyboard that I was using to get these sounds. Just because Minecraft has 9 keys and that one had 11. And then if it has a slash, it means it is the upper key, so it's one of the black keys. So what you do is you just crouch. So there you go. There you go. We'll just go through it. Like that. Okay, so that's the range. Now, if you want one of the hashtag notes, you have to jump and crouch, like that. So, like that. And then this one has this. This one goes like this. Wait. There you go. Sometimes it can be kind of hard to hit. There you go. Okay, so those are all the notes, and these songs, when you click on We Are Number One and you're holding it, it will tell you the notes to play. So it's like F, and then C1, B, C1, B, C1, and then G up, and then F, and then F. Okay, there we go. So I played the song there. Deal with it. That's all I'm going to show you. Oh my gosh. So there's that song, and then there's Careless Whisper. And Careless Whisper is actually easier. It may look a little more complex. It's really hard to play these songs with your default settings. Okay, so I kind of messed around with controls and broke some things, and I just decided to cut that out. I'm just going to show you guys the controls I use for this. Is I change my F keys to I change my hotbar slot keys to like the F1 through F whatever number I want, or whatever's just comfortable. So I guess if you guys want to mess around with the keys, if you just decide to play around with this is mainly just for a joke or a proof of concept. I mean, I guess if you can just go like this and just spam things if you want. But you can change around the keys to help it so it's easier to play. I just choose to just do it with the scroll bar, but you know, whatever. That's pretty much all there is for the creation itself. I'm just going to go over a little bit how the commands work. So I labeled them all again. This stack of commands are the drop crafting. That's just detecting items on the ground, and if it finds all the items in the same block, then it'll summon the item and kill the items. Pretty simple. This next one is basically tagging the player if they have the saxophone in the offhand slots. Now there is two commands here, a few commands here that work kind of opposing each other. One is tagging if it's in the offhand slot, and then the other one is tagging if it's in the offhand slot and the block beneath them is air. And if this second one gets tagged, the first one gets removed. So if they just have the first one, it's going to play the default keys, and if they only have the second one, it'll play the special keys, which are down there. Default keys, there's only 3 to play a note. First one is adding adding a tag to the player if they have a selected item slot. So my select item slot is 0, so I'll be playing note 0, which is also the first one note, whatever, I just use it for that. And then the second one is going to execute at anybody with play note of 1, so this is if you're crouching, play note is crouching, and play note 1 of 0. So play note 1 gets added to 1, like it gets set to 1 at the very end of this stack. So basically, if you're crouching, play note 1 gets set to 1. So before it gets set to 1, it is going to play through all these commands one time. And that's really the most complicated part of this whole thing. Um, the rest of it is just copies of this command here. And they just all get played one time, plays the notes once, and then when you release crouch, it'll stop setting the play note to 1, and it'll instead set the play note to 0. And if it sets the play note to 0, then you can crouch again. It'll do another note. These ones are just the hashtag notes. These are just executing at the person with the second type of saxophone tag and giving them different tags and whatnot. Just pretty much the same thing. These are just all displays for the A, B, C, whatever, for the letters, and then these are all removing the tags and also the setting the play note 1 and setting the play note 0 and setting the play note 0. So it wasn't too complex, just a lot of repetition. This over here you might have seen is for the hill generator. Hill generator is going to come out soon. I just wanted to work on this little saxophone thing for fun, and it turned out being a little bit bigger of a project than I thought. Anyway, so hill generator, I'm on the last part of it, so that'll come out in a few days, like 2 or 3 days. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.